Okay, here we go. This is, I think, part 3 of our series of InDesign tutorials. And now what we're going to do is we're going to try to tackle this first main copy block for our first story. All right, so the way that we're going to do that, we're going to start out with a text frame. So we'll go over to our text tool and click and drag until we have something that's approximately the size. You'll notice that we're working in our template in a grid structure, and we can get into that more later, but you'll probably have picked up by now that it's a handy way to keep things lined up and neat. Okay, so first things first, we're going to create our cut line. And so in this document's style, we're going to start off with by Michael Donlin, and then a title, political correspondent, and then we're going to have a hashtag in there or whatever, and we're going to say at Donlin. Okay, we'll say that that's going to be our style. And then again, we're going to do some placeholder text. So we're going to fill with placeholder text, and you'll see right off the bat that there's a big difference. The first difference that you'll notice is that this story appears in 2 columns, whereas this story appears in 1 column. So there are a lot of different ways that we can achieve this 2-column approach. But the easiest way is just to select this text frame and make it a 2-column text frame. So if we go back to our, and we haven't really talked about the tools that much, but if we go back to our selection tool, our black arrow, and select this text frame, we're going to get some options over here. And one of the options way down here at the bottom is the number of columns. All right, so if we bump that up to 2, that'll divide this text frame into 2 columns. And it just so happens that the gutter space, which is the space between 2 columns, is set to match the gutter space of the grid for the page, and that sort of happens automatically and makes things a little bit easier. So you can see by doing that, we actually came up a little short on our placeholder text. So if we want to fill in more, we can put our insertion point in there. And I did that by double clicking on the type frame. You can enter a type frame by double clicking on it. And then your insertion point is in there. Or I could go in just with my text tool and click inside of it, and now I'm working inside the text frame. And I can go back and right click and fill with placeholder text again, and that takes us in there. So just like we did for our headline, cut line, and photo credit, we need to stylize this text in here. So let's go ahead and start off with our cut line information. Again, character styles, we're going to go to, I'm sure it's in here somewhere, byline, that's what we're looking for, byline 1. And same thing for our paragraph styles. That's going to be byline 1. And then for the rest of our story, we're going to select all of that, and we're going to go to body copy 1, and paragraph style is also going to be body copy 1. All right, and you'll see that that lines everything up pretty nicely and looks pretty good. So if we have all of this story up here and shorten up our text frame, you'll get to see down here this little, let me see if I can zoom in, this little red box with a plus in it. That's a text overflow indicator. When you're really laying out stories, you want to pay close attention to those. If you double click again, this will actually also expand the text frame to include all of that. Okay, so this gets us pretty close here. And I think I'm going to end this tutorial right here.